Hello, welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. My name is Hussein. Happy to be with you. Happy to be with me. Hello, Damir. Bog te blagoslovio. Welcome, Abla. God bless you guys. Hope you're having a good night or morning or afternoon. Not sure exactly where. I am today. I was gonna dedicate today to my friend. His name is, this is his book. He has a book. His name is Saadeh. His full name is Taysir Abu Saadeh. Taysir Abu Saadeh. And this book is about him. Hello, Abdullah, God bless you. And this book is called Once an Arafat Man. He was actually a sniper for Yasser Arafat. He's a friend of mine. He was born in Gaza, and but raised most of the time in the Arabian Peninsula, and his family was Muslim, and but they had a Philippine maid, a maid from the Philippines, and she had a tattoo of a cross, like on her wrist. And the family's Muslim. It's in Saudi Arabia, all Muslim. But he used to always look at that cross and wonder what it meant. And as he grew up, he got involved with the Palestinian National. He was born in Gaza, so he, Palestinian, and his family was. But they moved to Saudi Arabia, and they had money. There was a well-off family. And that's where he was raised. But then he came back to the Holy Land when he was a teenager and with his family in Gaza. And he got involved with the Palestinian nationalist movement. And he was so, so good at what he did. He got elevated to the point of being a sniper for Arafat, and he was bad in terms of the stuff that he did, and he tells about it. It's in his book here, Once an Arafat Man. But then he came to America. He was sent to America, and he got a job, and he met his future wife, and then he started working at restaurants, and he became very good, extremely good cook, became very well known, and he used to cook, and but is a very upper class, like French type cuisine restaurant, and he noticed that most of the customers were Jews, and he'd always been taught to hate the Jews, and so but there was one man who kept coming to the restaurant, and he really liked him, and they talk and stuff for years. They became friends and stuff, and this guy's name was Charlie. And Charlie kept on, he was a good friend to him for years and years, never said anything about the Lord. But then one day he told him about the Lord. And you can read about this in this book, Once an Arafat Man. And then one day when he told him about the Lord, it was like he fell on his knees and he had a vision of Jesus. And it was so powerful, totally transformed his life. And he just has had such a passion for the Lord ever since, and has been involved in ministry. And so anyway, on the ticker here, if you look down, this is where you can, if you would like to donate, because what happened is that he now I'm trying to understand exactly what happened. He is in the Middle East now. He's in the Middle East now, and um, let me see. I'll come. I'll just tell you about his situation. Then I'll come and tell you how I got to know him and our connection. He's in the Middle East now, and um, I think he's like around 70 years old, 72, something like that. And so he recently was his he fell, I think, and broke his thigh. And so he went to the hospital, got taken care of, and came home. And then he fell again and he hit his head. And so he is in a kind of a, if I'm understanding it correctly, a induced coma. And I think he's in a coma right now. And let me see if I can. Let me see if I can go to the. Okay, and his family is. They started a fundraiser. They were trying to raise $30,000 to help with his medical bills because he does have medical insurance, but the medical insurance doesn't work in this country where he is. And so they're having to pay for this. And he's in a country where they can't, I'm pretty sure they cannot bring him here because of the situation in the Middle East right now, because of the war right now. And so, and he's also, I believe he's unconscious. So it's a very tough situation here. Let me see if I can, um, let me see if I can find the most recent update about him. Okay. Let me just show you. Okay, this is him right here. Uh, this is a more recent picture here. He's the one on the left, and this is his son on the right, Ben. Okay, and then this is his picture when he was younger. Okay. Okay, and this is with his daughter. And so, yeah, so anyway, yeah, he's in a very tough situation right now. And, and, you know, the family, is trying to raise money to help. And let me just tell you a little bit about how I met Taysir. This was like in 2005. I used to, when I was a missionary in the Gaza Strip, well, even when I was in Jerusalem, and I was there from 1999 until 2007. And every year I would come home to the US and, to see family and to kind of tell the church what I was doing, kind of just give a report about my ministry in the Middle East and stuff. And so every year I would come back. Well, I think it was around 2003, 2004. I came back and I was invited to go speak at a church in Southern California. And that night, Taysir was also invited. And I'd never met him before. I didn't know who he was. But at the time, he was going around to lots of churches because he and a IDF soldier, this guy was an Israeli soldier. They were both believers, And so they were both going around the country, kind of sharing their testimony of how the Lord made them brothers in Christ, even though he was, he's Palestinian and the other guy was Jewish. And, of, and so that night they invited me to speak at this church, and he was also invited. And it was kind of funny because we both don't have hair, and we both we're both dressed the same way, even though we didn't plan this or anything. We're both dressed in black shirt, black pants, black shoes, and we were just you know. So I got up and shared about my ministry in Gaza and everything that was going on in Gaza, and then he got up and shared his testimony of how he used to be a sniper with Yasser Arafat, um, and then afterwards he was very interested in what I was doing, and because he was born in Gaza, so I mean, he had he had relatives in Gaza and stuff. So he contacted me, and he ended up coming to Gaza. He actually ended up coming to Gaza, and uh, and he started helping me with my ministry, and he also started a ministry there. He came back and got a house and brought his family, and started a ministry. He started a kindergarten that was an English language kindergarten, and we started ministering to the Muslims there, sharing about Christ, and just had an amazing ministry to the Muslims, sharing the gospel with Muslims. And he was so bold. Yeah, he had no fear whatsoever. He would just share the gospel with everybody. And he stayed there in Gaza for a couple of years, and I was there. Um, and then he moved to Jericho. He felt the Lord leading him to Jericho, and so he went to Jericho and he started a ministry there. And the ministry, he started a school, you know, a English language school, and he also, I think, started a school in Jerusalem, I think, too. And there was an amazing ministry, and he also started a water bottling company just to help people get employed, all this while using ministering the gospel to the Muslims. And so it just had an amazing ministry to the Muslims. And so that's how I got to know him. That's how we met, and we've been very good friends ever since. And anyway, just recently he went back to the Middle East, and he's been ministering to people in Gaza, because he has lots of friends in Gaza. Lots of them are my friends as well, and as well as ministering to his family and relatives there who are all Muslims. And when he got saved, he went to the mosque to share about what happened to him, and they almost killed him. They almost killed him. I remember there was something about his spine, I can't remember exactly, but I mean, they almost killed him when he told them that he had become a Christian. And his family, he had lots of problems with his family, but the Lord saved him, and has been using him in a very powerful way. And so, anyway, because he fell, like I said, he hit his head. And let's see if we can just kind of get the gist of his situation right now. Um, okay. Now this is from his daughter, and this is an update. Let me see if there's. Okay, this is kind of. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Okay, this is his picture with his daughter. Her name is Farah, And let me see if there's a, okay. This is their picture. Let me just say, now this is what she's saying. You know, this was my last picture with my dad before he headed over to the Middle East. In the middle of February, my dad took a fall and broke one of his broke his right leg, and was recovering where he had been staying with family when he took another fall last Friday, but this time hit his head. Currently, he is in ICU, intensive care. When he was brought to the hospital, he was not breathing and unconscious. They stabilized him and found a brain hemorrhage. They were able to remove the blood and no other signs of bleeding. There are hopeful signs of recovery, but as they had been reducing sedation, he suffered a seizure and has had to be placed back under sedation. Please pray for my dad for full recovery. We need him to stabilize and be able to breathe on his own to be able to fully understand the extent of his injury. As you know, it's unsafe to travel to the Middle East right now, so it's very difficult to see to his needs on the other side of the world. But we have been very blessed to have some family near him and friends that he has made to help communication to me and my brother. We need your prayers, love, and financial provision for this. Insurance does not cover international care. I will update more, but they are estimating for at least 2 weeks in the ICU. Okay, so, okay, now this is another update. I'm just going to take you on a memory lane picture tour when I give updates. So, yesterday I gave you the last picture I had with my dad. Today I'm taking you to close to the beginning. This is one of my most favorite pics of me and my dad. So his yesterday, or I received an update that dad had a better day. They were able to get him anti-seizure medication and take him off sedation. And he is breathing on his own, but with oxygen for support. He has not woken up yet. So he has not woke up yet. They were going to run more tests and an EEG. The results of the CT scan showed improvement. I will try to update daily. I have reached out to the hospital to assess his costs thus far and what to expect in the coming weeks. I am waiting on that information and will then share a site where anyone or international friends can help with support. Please keep him in your prayers. They are felt and the Lord is good. My spirit knows that none of this is a surprise to him. My humanity is anxious and struggling, not going to sugarcoat it. Okay, so this is yesterday's update, and then there is this. Okay, this is his picture with the grandchild. Okay, and it says another favorite photo. When I had my boys, they were a month early. There was a lot of sickness going around, so it took time and health checks for my parents to get inside to see their grandsons. Dad was itching to get his hands on them. He was so excited when they placed Zayn Taysir in his arms. I got to talk to Dad today. My aunt Nehal called Facebook Messenger and put the phone to his ear. As I was talking, they said he opened his mouth and moved a bit. So he is aware of his surroundings. He just has not woken up. So he's still under sedation. Okay. He had a low grade fever, but they were able to treat it and hasn't returned. Tomorrow they will try some medication to help bring him around. His brain scans have look good. Below is a link to a giving site if you are able to help with his medical care. While we won't know the final cost of his care, they are asking we make half a payment for hospital services thus far. Based on that amount, I'm estimating what we may be needed for another week. It's so difficult to navigate other health systems from afar. Also, his original flight back to the U.S. for a visit was canceled due to the war. We cannot rebook for now. So if he were to be well enough to move, it is not going to be happening soon. Okay, and so this right here is the page to help him. That's him with his granddaughter. Okay, medical support for Taysir Abu Saadeh. Okay, and so if you the goal is to reach $30,000, they have so far raised $2,990. Okay, so they're quite a ways away from their goal. Okay, so if anybody would like to make a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. And he's unique in his testimony, by the way. His testimony has been on Focus on the Family. It's been on I remember hearing it on Focus on the Family. Let me see if I can find some of the he has a ministry called Hope for Ishmael. Hope for Ishmael. Here, let me just play. Hey, Emmanuel, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This was on
a Palestinian born in Gaza.
or
Joined the
700.
Fatah movement when he was just 17 because he says Yasser Arafat was his hero. Saadeh believed the Jews had stolen Palestinian land, and so he was determined to help push Israel into the sea. He became a sniper, picking off Israeli soldiers. His nickname was Butcher. But his most prestigious job back then was as personal driver for Arafat. In the 1970s, though, Saadeh left all that behind and started a new life here in the United States, where this Muslim with ties to terrorism heard the gospel for the very first time and turned his life over to Jesus Christ. Saadeh says his Christian faith and his experiences with Islamic extremism have left him uniquely qualified to explain what motivates ISIS and other terrorist groups and how best to respond to them. He writes about it in a new book, The Mind of Terror.
Well, joining me now is the author of that book. He's also a former Muslim sniper, Saadeh, and it's wonderful to have you here.
Right, and it's so good to be with you.
What a timely book, The Mind of Terror.
Isn't it?
And how to get into an understanding of what's driving them. So let me ask the question. What's driving this? What's behind this terror?
Well, I believe it is the conflict we have in the Middle East is being used to fuel so much of that itself. The terrorist leaders are luring down people that are hurting, people that have been hit by Israelis, or people have been hit by American army or military, and they have a revenge. And so they use some of that. That's one of the reasons. When I was a fighter with Yasser Arafat, I did not fight because of the Islamic religion or the ideology of Islam. I just went because I was a homeless. I grew up in Saudi Arabia, but I was reminded of that every day of my life, that I'm an immigrant and refugee. So I got tired of that. So I decided to join Yasser Arafat to fight for a homeland. So that's one of the reasons people are joining these kind of movements.
That's fascinating to me that it wasn't ideology.
For me, it was not.
It was why did you consider Yasser Arafat to be the key to lead you to that homeland?
Yasser Arafat visited at the time we were living in Doha, Qatar, and my father was a big donor for Fatah organizations. So he always came to visit with my father. So I saw him, I met him all the time. And he was like my hero. And so when I decided to fight for a homeland, that was the reason for me to join him,
Why was your father giving him money?
because he believed in the Palestinian cause.
Mm-hmm.
He believed that maybe someday they're going to be able to bring our homeland back.
And with that, drive out Israel. That was part of it.
Of course, that was the main reason.
And you say, of course. The whole stated goal of let's drive Israel into
That's
the
right.
sea. Is that the kernel here, more than just the religious aspect of it? But is that the kernel for all the terrorism that we're seeing in the Middle East?
I believe so. I believe the heart, you see, most of us in the West, we think that this conflict between Arabs and Jews goes back to 1948. But it goes way back, 4,200 years before. And the Arabs and Jews have been at each other, against each other for all these years. Nowadays, most of the people, even the Muslim people, really don't know that. But when I came to know Jesus 23 years ago, and I came to study the scripture, and especially the Old Testament, I realized, wait a minute. And that's when my heart was. Exactly.
This is
exactly.
the core of the conflict.
That's the heart of it. And it still continues to fuel. The devil takes it and really uses it.
Well, take us into the mind of an ISIS fighter. What's motivating them?
I believe ISIS, especially the founder of ISIS, who was an Iraqi fighter himself, and I believe he's a person that was in the commanding officers in the Iraqi army, and when the American invaded, he went back into civilian, and then he was caught, then was released or ran away. And he was, I believe that was a plan B that Saddam already crafted before, and began to prepare for the days where he can come back and bring back Iraq and build up a new Islamic nation called the Caliphate.
Do you see any significance to him claiming he's of the family of the Prophet, that he's a descendant?
No, I don't think so.
You don't
I don't think so.
It has nothing to do with it?
They claim so many things. It's easy to say so.
So it's easy to say it, it's tough to prove it.
Exactly.
But does it have a call? Is that why we're seeing other terrorist groups, Boko Haram, groups even in the Philippines now are saying?
Islamic religion is the core of all of this. I believed Islamic religion was a religion of peace. But sadly, I say it is not. It's the heart of all of this we are having today, the problems that we are having today, is the fuel that is coming through the teaching of Islam. It's a violent religion. There is no peace in that religion.
But why do people, then they insist? And I imagine years ago you would have insisted.
Oh, I was,
Islam
yes.
is a religion of peace. Why do they insist that? Are they deluded, or they just don't understand?
No, we just didn't understand. I just didn't understand. And I believe that Islam is the right. You see, the most craziest person in the world, the most psychiatric in the world, always believed that he's in the right thing. He's in the right way. What he's doing is the true and the right. And that's what the terrorists are doing. They believe in their cause. They believe in what they're doing.
And they believe that they're acting righteously.
Absolutely. They believe they're going to be dying and be martyred and have 72 versions.
Well, what's the answer then? I mean, if they truly believe that, that's going to be tough to reason with them, to say this isn't the way.
When I came to know Jesus, I came to Matthew 5 to read. That's where my mentor told me to start. When I got to the 5th chapter and the 33rd verse and 44th verse, when the Lord is saying, it was said to you, love your enemy and love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemy and pray for those who persecute you. I jumped off my seat and I screamed, no way. I will never love them. I knew what the scripture or what the Lord was saying to me. I would never love the Jews. But after I claimed my cause to the Lord, that why I would not, and I got tired and I was on my knees, the voice of the Lord spoke to me so clearly, said, they have done more than that to me, but I love them, still love them. And that just broke me, and I cried. I said, Lord, if you love them, I will love them.
What should Christians be praying for right now?
I really want to call on the Muslim people today, in this nation and in the world. I know many Muslims are wondering. There are many Muslims that are wondering if this Allah is the true God, if Islam is true religion, with all this mess that we are seeing, with all of this killing that is taking place. I believe it's time for Christians to wake up and start going after them, reaching out to them, as I was reached out to you. And a man loved me so much for 19 years, never said to me any word about God until God's time came. I believe this is the time when Muslims need to understand and know. And who and how will they know unless we go after them?
Somebody sent. How can they hear unless there's
pray
a preacher?
for the Muslims.
And do more than that. Let's go out and list.
Yes.
It's going to take a lot of courage.
It is.
That's not an easy thing to do, but it's going to take courage.
It is not. I took it on. I believe my Lord called me to bring peace and healing and reconciliation between us and the Jews. And that's what we're doing today, is to bring that peace.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Good word. Good word for today. And if you want to know more about this incredible story, his book is The Mind of Terror. It's available wherever books are sold. And if you want to help bring about reconciliation, all you have to do is check out his website, hopeforishmael.org. And Taz, thanks for your wonderful story.
Gordon, thank you. It's so good to see you. So good to be with you.
Yeah, so that's who he is. And so anyway, a couple weeks ago, he fell, broke his leg, went to the hospital, and then went back to his home. And when he went back, he fell again, and he hit his head. And he went to the hospital. When he got to the hospital, he wasn't breathing, and it was very bad. He got a bleeding in the brain. They stopped the bleeding, and now the most motion I think they've seen from him is when his daughter was talking to him. They put the phone up to his ear when his daughter was talking to him, and he moved his mouth, and which seems like he's actually I believe she's, I'm trying to be careful about saying exactly where he is. If he is in the Middle East right now. Let me see. Okay. I think I'm not sure I'm seeing the actual country named there, but it's in the Middle East, and it's he's not in Israel right now. He but his ministry is to Gaza, and he has been helping believers in Gaza. He's been raising money through his organization, Hope for Ishmael, to help the believers in Gaza, and has been doing a wonderful work for so long, and he's really just been so faithful to the ministry. And so anyway, this is the situation. And so here is here's the fundraising. Okay, let's see. Do they have? I don't know how much they've raised. I don't know. I hope they've raised something more. Here is the. So you can just go right there. Then it's not actually GoFundMe. It's actually called Why Donate. It's called Why Donate, and so it's got this other copy. Let me put this. I don't know if see paste. Yeah, this is so long. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. It's all of this, boy, yeah. So if you just go to this where I just it's on the ticker on the bottom here, you can see it. It's whydonate.com fundraising support Taysir /share support Taysir. I'm going to see if I can do that. Let me see. See what happens when I do that. It's whydonate.com support Taysir. Let me see. Does this work? Okay. Oops. Support Taysir. Support Taysir.share. Okay, I did that wrong there. Actually, there is no line between support and Taysir. Okay, support Taysir dot share. Well, support Taysir, is that? Did I do it wrong? I'm not sure if I did this right here. .com. Oh, fundraising. I'll support Taysir. Okay. Yep, yeah. Okay, let's try this here now. Yeah, he fundraising support Taysir. Okay, yeah. If you do this, you put this in, it'll take you copy. It'll take you right to the page there. And if you'd like to give, okay, paste. And you can also, you guys, share this on your Facebook. Share it. This is a brother who, when I was in Gaza, I've told this story many times, but when I was in Gaza, for the last year when I was in Gaza, I could not get out of Gaza because I had, visa violation. I had not really visa violation. I did everything legally, but I got in trouble anyway. And so the Israelis would not let me back into Israel, and to leave Gaza. They didn't let me leave Gaza for like a year. I was stuck in Gaza for a whole year, and it was a terrible year. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, God was moving; it was great, but it was a very violent year. It was a year that Hamas took over the Gaza Strip, and I wasn't able to leave for that whole year. I wasn't able to leave, and it was Taysir. It was Taysir who spoke to the American consulate in Jerusalem, and he told them, he said, "You better get Steve out of there," because I hadn't been able to leave for a year. I was people were smuggling me because the situation was so dangerous. They smuggled me different places, kind of, because I was American, and it was a tricky situation for Americans back then. So, yeah, look what Emmanuel Shahid calls me an illegal alien. So, that was funny. Yeah. But anyway, so he's the one that helped to get me out of Gaza at that time, So he's a very he was a very good friend, and he he did so much, with the believers, ex-Muslims in Gaza. He did so much work with them, and he every day, almost every day, he would get up like 6 in the morning to pray with them online on Zoom and stuff, and just an amazing ministry. He had such a heart for the downcast, and he could have just lived out his whole life uh, in the prosperity of the West and everything, but he wanted to go back and to help, his countrymen and the believers in Christ. And he was very involved also with Israel and with trying to forge peace and trying to come up with a solution for the Arab and Jewish populations there, and the Palestinian issue question and everything. I mean, he's really been working on that a lot with Israelis. So he's doing so much, man. So anyway, but right now I think he's still I don't know if it's an induced coma or just a coma. But I don't think I haven't heard any update saying that he has spoken or woken up. It always says that he has not woke up yet. He has not. It's been several days, and so they do need help with the hospital bill. So okay, so there it is, you guys. If you would like to help, I appreciate it. And he was actually on my live stream. I did a live stream with him. I don't know if I could find it. Okay. Let me see if I could find it. Okay. No. So this out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can show you a little bit. This was a live stream I did. He actually came to my live stream a couple of years ago. I don't know if he was actually on the live stream, but he's the one who told me that there were like 200 people in Gaza who had a dream about Jesus in one night. 200, and they all came to the Lord. It became a very famous story. And let me see. Let's see. This isn't actually the one I was looking for. He actually came on my live stream, and but it was a couple of years ago. I don't know if I still have it. Oh, I think this is it here.
Of
That's him, right?
my live stream, and this live stream is called My Journey to the Trinity, and I talk about it. Some of the problems I had as an ex-Muslim.
And I was thinking, what is wrong with him? And then it hit me. He was trying to protect us.
Oh.
There is poison in there. He wanted to make sure he got it first.
Oh.
He would wait.
And stuff, and they said they don't understand anything.
Yeah, these are his two books. Once an Arafat Man and the Mind of Terror.
Their boss says. All they do is say yes, yeah.
So anyway, so that was when he was on my live stream a couple of years ago. So yes, so Anyway, all right, you guys. Well, shoot, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you. Please share this on your Facebook pages. Share it on your any way that you can, to try to help our brother. They need $30,000, and so this is their fundraiser. It's called Why Donate, and so you can just go there if you want to donate or to post it on your Facebook. And, if we can help them, that'd be great. And there it is, whydonate.com, fundraising, support Taysir. His full name is Taysir. They call him Tas. But his full name is Taysir. And he tell you crazy. He's got so many stories. I mean, of big named people that you would recognize. Oh, I'll tell you one story about him that was when he came to visit me after we met at that church. He came to Ramallah, and he was actually going to. I don't know how well known Yasser Arafat is to this generation. Yasser Arafat was very famous. A couple, he passed away like in 2005, I think. But before he died, I was in Ramallah, and Taysir came to Ramallah. And the reason he was there is because he was going to go meet with Yasser Arafat. He wanted to preach the gospel to him. And so he actually had an appointment to go meet with Yasser Arafat. This was a place called the Muqata. This is a place where at the time Yasser Arafat was, he was like not imprisoned there, but he couldn't leave this place. Israel wouldn't let him leave this place. And so he was there for like, I guess about a year or so. One of the last years of his life. I think he died shortly thereafter. But Taysir actually went and had dinner with Yasser Arafat and shared the gospel with him. And he said the dinner was like olives, yogurt, tomato and cucumber salad. It was just, that was the dinner, it was nothing fancy. But he had pictures. They had pictures of Jesus and stuff, because all the big American evangelists had gone to meet with him. All the big Christian evangelists had gone to meet with Yasser Arafat. And he, I hope he repented and came to the Lord. I don't know, but I hope so. But anyway, so Taysir actually went and met with him, because he used to be his sniper. They had a relationship. So, but anyway, so that's one of the stories about him. So, and yeah, there's lots and lots of stories about him. So, anyway, if you can help you guys, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for spending a few moments with us. And if you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. We love you, but much more importantly, he loves you. Thank you for being with us. Welcome back, Emmanuel. It's good to have you back, brother. God bless you, man. And by the way, Emmanuel, I got a message today that I owe money for that I'm supposed to go to court to pay for a toll violation, a toll road violation. If I don't go, it's going to be multiplied or whatever and become more. And strangely, the call came from the Philippines. Yo, boy, yay. So they're calling me from the Philippines to tell me that I got a toll road violation and I need to go to court. I think it's a scam, but anyway, we thought about you because we know you were in the Philippines. But anyway, all right, you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for being with us.
If you have ever wondered why dull apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth, this happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
You're going to have to repeat that.
That the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.